Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I think I missed last week and today's Thursday, so I'm a bit late on this video this week. I might move the videos to Wednesdays anyway. It just turns out to be a lot easier in my schedule than Mondays if I don't get them filmed in advance. Today I'm going to bring you what's going to be the beginning of a series of videos because I got a new power chair. So now I got to make it actually work for me. I'm using a 2002 Invacare torque now. I went with a brand new Invacare torque, trying to basically, I've got what I like, and I want to keep my new chair as similar as my old chair. But of course, in, what is that, 15 years? In 15 years, they've changed things a little bit. And for those in the wheelchair world or those who aren't, Invacare was under what was called an FDA decree for the last several years. They didn't have good paperwork on how well they tested all their equipment. So they really cut down to a baseline package what you could get. I got rid of a lot of features, but I didn't like all that fancy shit anyway. So I was okay with that. So this is the new beast. You can't really see it in here. And when I ordered the color, I was also in a dark room. I like the frame color in a dark room. It's a little glittery for me out in the sun, I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. This is the chair I've got. Clearly the torque on the frame has like some kind of reflective material in the decal, because man, that thing pops. I will probably strip the graphics off. I hate stickers that I don't choose to put on my chair. So yeah, what we got is a brand new Torque SP with 4-pole motors, not the brushless motors. Verilight back. I picked it up from New Motion today. They're really good to work with. They recognize, and I'll say they're really good to work with. I know the head of repair over there. I know the guy that assembles the new chairs. I know the regional manager. So I've got some ins. They didn't want to give it to me till next week. One text message and that all changed. So I got the chair now. My old chair is dying, so I've got to get this new one up and running before one of my motors on my current chair fails completely. And they don't make the parts for my chair anymore. So I've got some guys over at New Motion that are going to save me some decent electronics from chairs they're scrapping out when people get new chairs. But I don't know when that'll be, because these chairs, like, oh man, to give you an idea, I'm on Mark IV electronics, and this new chair is Mark VI electronics. So I'm 2 generations behind on my electronics. And they haven't made them since probably 2006 or 7. So yeah, they're gone. There are no new parts. You can get some old ones off eBay. I do have some in the shed, but anyway, this video is more about the new chair and what I'm going to do. The new joysticks on most of the chairs are gigantic. The housings are huge. I call them the TV screen joysticks because in front of the actual joystick knob, there's another probably 6 inches, maybe 5.5 inches of a box with a little LCD screen on it that tells you what drive mode you're in, how fast you're going, what your current battery power is. I don't care. I don't care. It's in the way. So I'm going to roll in here closer. And I apologize for slightly shaky video. This is off my wheelchair today. So what you have here is, this is the, I'm going to turn it so you get rid of that glare. Hopefully. That's a little bit better. I think you got something on the lens. So what you have here is, this is the compact joystick assembly. So it's a little barrel down here, just a little round. The wire comes out the bottom, which is stupid, but that's what it is. And then just got a clamp on it, and the joystick on the top. So it's tiny. Well, it's mounted to this big bracket here. Let me roll you past this whole bracket. This long arm, this bracket that mounts to the chair. This is a fairly quick release. They got real tight, but that's the lever to release it. Long story short, I don't like that mount, so I got to do something retractable. Got a couple ideas in my head, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for that mount. I'm going to actually bring the camera up and over once so you can see. In order to run that joystick, you still have to have a display of some sort. So they mounted the display on the other side. I'll roll the chair around here once. Here's the fun part. Quad, trying to hold a camera, drive 2 chairs at the same time. So you can see this other big honking mount over on the other side to hold the display screen up. And again, it's got this giant bracket. It's kind of, this part I hear is kind of neat. It's all flexible, adjustable little linkages there. That's the charge port. That's what our USB chargers will plug into. So I will have to mount that somewhere where I can get to it, or put an extension on it. Man, they put this thing on there tight. I want to show you what the what limited information these displays show on them. Of course, there's warning labels everywhere and stickers I don't need everywhere. So I get on the camera there. So you can kind of see what's on the display. Tells you the 4 drive modes, which one you're in, that it's indoor mode, battery meter. Unnecessary. You can do quite a bit on these though through the buttons there at the bottom. I got the professional programmer with this. They weren't sure that Medicaid would cover it, and it did, so good deal. I had a backup just in case. I borrowed one from a friend who got one covered a few years ago. But I have the programmer, so I can tweak all the settings in the controller, which will be nice. You can see there's no place for my feet on this one. Not at all. And you can see the motorcycle engine there. I'm going to roll back around the front once. I don't like the gray tires. I am going to try going to black tires. On the front, they don't offer this as a factory option with Invacare. I run a 6-inch caster, not an 8-inch. 8-inch is what the factory casters are, but I like to get my feet back as far as I can, and the 8-inch hit my feet, so I run 6-inch, and those are not available in the order form, but are like an aftermarket accessory. Sorry for the random film footage here. So yeah, those are an accessory you can add, and they swapped them out for me. The good news is, if you look at that caster fork, there's 2 holes. Well, there's the 2 big holes, but then there's 2 holes for the casters. The top one is for the 8-inch, the bottom one's for the 6-inch, and that keeps your caster barrel, the vertical axis it pivots on, straight, and that matters. If it's not, you get horrible caster flutter, which a lot of people experience in manual chairs. Super annoying, where the casters just start flipping back and forth real fast. In a manual chair, it's usually like automatic brake. It slows you down. These are suspension forks. They don't have a lot of suspension. They actually use a little piece of plastic, so they kind of pivot, but that absorbs up. It's amazing how many little bumps and cracks, like these stress relief cracks in the driveway or in the garage here, that are in sidewalks and stuff. They really help those. But I have no footrests on it right now, and that's because I don't like any of the factory ones, so I ordered this without a footrest. So I'm going to be adding one. That's going to be one of the big projects I do, is adding a custom footrest like I have in my current chair. That is probably going to be 1 or 2 videos, because they're fairly involved, but I love it. I have a lot of other people that really like them. I haven't ever actually sold another one to somebody, but if anybody's looking for one, I would be willing to custom make them. So yeah, I'll be building that. Like I say, modifying the joystick mount. Oh, I have to do an easy lock mount. I have an easy lock, for those not familiar with those. They're kind of like a 5th wheel mount for like a travel trailer. The van floor, my van floor has like the receiver side, and there's a bracket on my chair with a bolt sticking out the bottom of it, probably 5/8, maybe a 3/4 inch diameter bolt, and that bolt latches in, and that's how I'm secured to drive. I may order one just for simplicity. I'm going to price one this afternoon, but I'm cheap and I like to do things myself, so I'll probably be building that. I have one on my current chair, so I have something to model it off of. And then a lot of little tweaks. I got to move the seat back. These frame rails, they're kind of cool. They're aluminum extruded frame rail. So underneath this black cover, let me see if I can get my hand in the video. Underneath this black rubber cover by my thumb is a little track, and so you can loosen up a bolt on the front and the back of the seat frame on each side. You can see right in front of my thumb there's a bolt. You loosen those up and you can slide it back and forth. I need to slide it back, look at my current chair, probably about 2.5–3 inches. Like I say, my goal I've spent 15 years getting the chair that I have exactly how I want it. So I'm going to make this one as close to what I have as possible because I know it works. And at this point, I'm not worried about fancy. I'm not worried about the fastest, the newest, the best. I want something reliable that gets the job done. And that's what these Invacare torque SPs do. I will never go mid-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. I'm a rear-wheel drive guy. I know I sound like an old man when front-wheel drive cars came out, but anybody who's old school runs one of these rear-wheel drive chairs and can outrun anybody in a mid-wheel drive any day of the week. They ride better. They're easier to control. The mid-wheel drives are just great marketing hype. They actually are really shitty chairs, in my not-so-humble opinion. On the top of the caster barrels, you notice that one has a nice black cap on it and the other one doesn't. It's because I already knocked the damn thing off just getting it out of my van. So they haven't improved that design at all. Shame on you, Invacare. In 15 years, you're still doing the same shitty caps. They're just a shitty plastic injected molded part. No O-ring. They don't use any RTV to hold them in. So I'll either build or buy some better caps for that to protect the bearings down in there from getting wet and getting dust and stuff in them. My current chair hasn't had caps on it. Let me actually see if I can pan in here because this is an idea of how horrible my current chair is, how old and decrepit it is. I'm trying to see if I can see what I'm seeing there. So that caster barrel is, you can see the rust, the dirt, the grime. It's awful. So I want to protect the new one. I want to get 15 years out of this one too. If it works, I'm not going to worry about getting a different chair. So yeah, there'll be some videos I'll do about just some of the basic tweaks anybody could make on one of these. Things like moving the seat, things like adjusting the backrest. And then I'll do a series of videos of the footrest. I might do one on the programming and why I change programming and how I change programming. Maybe one on the joystick mount. I got the chair sooner than I was originally supposed to because my front caster on my current chair blew this weekend. I blew a bearing, and luckily I had it set in the shed and I got my buddy to change them out for me. But yeah, that's an issue, and I think it's the first of a lot. I think this chair is starting to fall apart. So I'm going to work on getting this done, which is going to mean probably not a lot of other projects the next week, other than I'm going to knock out some more chargers because I'm getting low on inventory. But the healthcare is saved for now. We killed the bill. So now I can actually do what I like to do and work in my shop, make money, have fun, and build cool shit. My own chair is kind of the test lab for all of it though. So first priority is getting a chair running and working the way I need it to run and work. So I hope you stay tuned for a series of videos on these, and for both the people who use power chairs and those who don't. I think there's things to be learned about what we do, and I would love for people both with and without disabilities to see some of the shit I'm doing and be like, oh, that's neat. I can one-up it and come up with an even better idea. I'm not saying I'm the genius out there with the best ideas. So if other people come up with even better stuff than what I do, I'd love to see what other people are doing, because we definitely improve these a lot beyond what they come from the factory. We just need to have people out there thinking of the ideas and putting it together and actually building stuff that the people need, people want, not just buying what's off the shelf because it's available. So thanks for watching, and watch for more videos in the next couple weeks.